Okay, it's the day before your audition. You have memorized your monologue. You've worked on it. You've marked out your beats. You've practiced. You've perfected. You've performed it for your parents or your friends. You've received feedback. You've incorporated that feedback. Maybe you met with an acting coach or someone else who's been helping you to prepare. Your monologue is ready to go, and you are as prepared as you can possibly be. And yet you're still feeling a little nervous. I'm here to give you 5 last-minute audition tips that will change your auditioning life outlook on auditions for the rest of your life. Tip number 1. I'm on your side. Yes, that's right. The director is on your side. That goes for me and any director at any audition you ever go on. Every person behind that table, the director, the choreographer, the music director, the stage manager, the production manager, the producer, everyone behind that table wants you to be amazing. Why? Because if you're amazing, they're amazing. When you succeed, they succeed. There is not a single person behind that table who wants to see you do poorly or who wants to watch you walk in and give a bad audition. Everybody is on your side. Everybody behind the table is rooting for you. That is a fact. Pointer number 2. Every audition is just an opportunity to perform. It is not some grueling test or torture chamber. You should be happy and excited to be at the audition, not terrified out of your mind. I've actually had students cry at auditions because they were so nervous in the past. That type of thing doesn't actually make me look at the student and say, wow, he or she is so passionate, they're crying, that's great. That actually makes me worry. Is this child's parents forcing them to do this? Because why are they crying, right? So you should be happy and excited. Even if you are nervous, that's okay. But ultimately, you have to see each audition as an opportunity to perform. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to improve your audition technique and your skill set and your acting abilities. And even if you don't get cast, it's an opportunity for you to embody that character for those 2 or 3 minutes for a captive audience and to develop and expand your craft that you love to do so much. Every audition is just another opportunity to perform. Pointer number 3. If you make a mistake, just keep going. Don't stop. And don't ask, can I start over? And don't start over. When you make a mistake, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to show the director what you would do if a mistake happened during a real show. So when you ask to start over, that doesn't work in your favor. It actually is much, much better and bodes much, much better for you if you just keep going and don't let it bother you. We are not looking for perfection at auditions. Directors are looking for potential at auditions. So if you make a mistake, we're not sitting there with a tally sheet checking off all the mistakes you make. Mistakes are not interesting to me. What's much more interesting to me is to see that you're the type of person who can recover from a mistake with confidence and a good sense of humor, and that you can just keep going and not worry about it too much. I am not interested in casting people who beat themselves up over every little mistake. I'm interested in casting people who can make a mistake, roll with the punches, and just keep going and not let it bother them. That is so, so important. If you make a mistake, just keep going. Pointer number 4, the callback list. What does a callback mean, my friends? A callback only means that the director needs to see you again. A callback is not necessarily a bad thing. It is not necessarily a good thing. Getting a callback doesn't guarantee you a role. Not getting a callback doesn't mean you aren't getting a role. I have had students who came into their first audition and knock it out of the park so fantastically that I didn't need to see them again. I already knew they were perfect for X, Y, or Z role. And when they saw the callback list and that they didn't get a callback, they were really upset. What they didn't realize was that I already had cast them in a role and I didn't need to see them again. I'm not interested in wasting your time or mine. No director is. So if you don't get a callback, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in or out. It just means the director doesn't need to see you again. And if you do get a callback, it just means the director does need to see you again. So don't let that bother you either way. Finally, when the cast list goes up, it's really, really important that you don't let that cast list affect, determine, or impact who you are or how you feel about yourself. And it's very important that you don't let the cast list affect your love of performing. Not getting cast does not mean that you have been rejected. Not getting cast only means that there wasn't a good fit for you in this particular show. In this show, I have over 30 students auditioning for about 14 roles. That means that more than 50% of the students who audition for me tomorrow are not going to be cast. That doesn't mean that they are not talented. That does not mean that I don't like them. It just means there wasn't a good fit for them this time around. I've had students come to an audition, not get cast, come back, audition for me again, and earn a lead role their second time around. It just matters on a bunch of different things. It's a big Rubik's Cube, and the director's job is to figure out the puzzle of what fits best for this particular show. And there are so many things that go into casting that are beyond talent. Fit for a particular role, scheduling, your type. All of these things contribute to the casting decision and the casting process. If you don't get a role, it does not mean that you are not talented, and it does not mean that I don't like you. It just means that there wasn't a good fit for you this time around. And if you don't get cast, I am much more interested in seeing somebody who can bounce back and say, you know what, no big deal. I got this. I'm going to come out and audition for the next one. Or, hey, I didn't get cast. How about I do tech crew or costume crew so that I can still learn and be a part of the theater community? And I'm going to come back out and I'm going to audition again next time. Attitude is everything. So don't let casting decisions get you down. Don't let casting decisions make you feel discouraged. And don't ever, ever feel rejected. You are not being rejected when you are not cast in a show. It just means there wasn't a good fit for you this time, and maybe next time there will be. But the most important thing you can do is to just keep going. I hope these 5 audition techniques are helpful, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic audition tomorrow and that you break all the legs. Have a great night, get lots of sleep, and rest tonight. And remember, don't start over or don't get nervous and don't beat yourself up. Just keep going. You got to keep on keeping on.